Morning, distinguished colleagues, esteemed scholars, and honored guests. Ni hao. It is a true privilege to be here with you today at the 10th International Conference on Distance Education and Learning in this vibrant city of Kunming, hosted by Yunnan Normal University. This keynote's theme, From Connected Classrooms to Collective Intelligence, challenges us to reimagine the future of learning as more integrated, more intelligent, and more impactful. 10 years ago, ICDEL began its journey, a modest initiative to exploring the evolving landscape of distance and online education. Over the years, it has evolved from discussing basic online course delivery to tackling deeper issues, the pedagogy of distance learning, digital equity, student engagement, and now the integration of artificial intelligence and collective intelligence in education. In these 10 years, we have witnessed remarkable innovations, the rise of large-scale MOOCs, the spread of synchronous online teaching platforms, the mainstream acceptance of digital learning credentials. But more importantly, during and after the COVID-19 period, we have seen a fundamental shift. Distance learning has moved from a supporting role to a transformative force in education globally. ICDEL has been at the heart of this transformation, including in the publication space, the scholarship of learning and teaching. The evolution of distance education is a story of adaptability and resilience. In 1858, the University of London pioneered correspondence education, using the postal system to deliver education across continents. It was revolutionary. Education could cross physical boundaries. Fast forward to the 1990s, the internet ushered in online learning, creating the first digital classrooms. The early 2010s saw the MOOC revolution, with universities offering free open courses to millions. Learning was suddenly more accessible than ever before. But the most significant catalyst came in 2020, the global pandemic. Virtually overnight, schools and universities moved online. Distance education transitioned from an alternative to the main mode of learning. Now, in 2025, we see education entering a new era, the age of AI-enhanced, blockchain-secured, learner-centered education. AI systems adapt to student learning patterns. Blockchain ensures the security and authenticity of credentials. Virtual platforms enable real-time global classrooms. We have moved from the idea that education happens in one place at one time to a reality where learning is continuous, borderless, and deeply personalized. The journey of distance education reminds us that when challenges arise, education adapts, and when technology evolves, education transforms. But why must we keep innovating in education? Why is transformation not just desirable but necessary? We live in a world defined by accelerating change. Technologies like artificial intelligence, quantum computing, renewable energy systems, and biotechnology are reshaping industries and societies at an unprecedented speed. Today's students will face jobs that do not yet exist, using technologies we have not yet invented to solve problems we cannot yet foresee. The half-life of skills is shrinking. Once what you have learned in university could serve you for decades. Now, new skills must be learned and relearned continually. Moreover, the challenges we face, climate change, pandemics, digital ethics, are complex, global, and interconnected. The education systems of the past, designed for an industrial age, cannot meet the demands of a digital interdependent world. We must move from rote memorization to critical thinking, from content delivery to capability building, from disciplinary silos to collaborative problem solving. This is not evolution, it is a revolution. And distance education, with its reach, flexibility, and adaptability, is at the center of this transformation. One powerful strategy for preparing learners for this complex world is adopting a transdisciplinary approach. Unlike multidisciplinary learning, where disciplines work side by side, transdisciplinary weaves together different perspectives to tackle problems holistically. Take climate change, for example. It is not just a scientific problem or an engineering problem or a policy problem. It is all of these and more interconnected, requiring scientific insight, technological innovation, economic modeling, policy frameworks, and social engagement. At the University of Canterbury, we have committed to integrating the Sustainable Development Goals into both our curriculum and our research programs. Engineering students explore not only the technical aspects of design, but the environmental, economic, and social impacts of their work. Business students study not only profitability, but also corporate social responsibility and ethical leadership. Science students examine not only data, but also policy implications and public engagement. Transdisciplinary fosters systems thinking, creativity, and collaborative leadership, the exact skills our graduates will need to solve tomorrow's most pressing challenges. In a world of increasing complexity, the ability to think beyond boundaries, to connect dots across domains, will distinguish the leaders from the followers. Education must not only inform, it must empower learners to navigate complexity with confidence, agility, and vision. As we consider the evolving mission of the university, we often speak of the traditional triad: education, research, and service. These have long been seen as the three pillars of academic life, what Alexander von Humboldt once described as the essential activities of the university. However, we often find that service, this third pillar, becomes the most overlooked, not because it lacks value, but because institutional pressures around teaching loads, research outputs, and performance metrics make it harder for academics to dedicate time to it. In The Soul of a University, Chris Brink argues for a shift in how we conceptualize service. Rather than seeing it as a separate third pillar, he proposes that service should be seen as a horizontal integrator, interfacing and enriching both teaching and research. This is a profound reframing. Service, then, is not what we do after teaching and research. It is how we teach and how we research, with a civic and social purpose. To operationalize this in a previously published paper, we have tried to align service with the Sustainable Development Goals. We called this SDG 4.0, a framework that leverages artificial intelligence grounded in ethics to amplify our contribution to global challenges. This helps us frame impact not only as what we are good at, the excellence lens, but also what we are good for, the purpose lens. We accept the idea that the university is a microcosm of society, then the way we design our education and research must reflect the civic aspirations of that society. The SDGs offer a structured way to do this. Curriculum can be mapped to specific goals like climate action, inclusive education, or gender equity. Research agendas can align with societal needs, and community engagement, often undervalued, becomes a scholarly activity in its own right. One of our priorities is integrating AI and digital technologies in a way that supports this mission. But as we enhance our capabilities, we must also explore our ethical frameworks. AI should not only optimize learning outcomes, it should advance equity, access, and justice. This is where SDG 4.0 comes in, a concept that acknowledges the technological power at our disposal, but calls for its intentional ethical application. So when we speak of impact in distance education, it's not only about scale or reach, it's about relevance, responsibility, and values. As Brink puts it, we must pair excellence with purpose. Only then do we truly deliver impact. As part of my preparation from a distance, I examined the distance education landscape in China. I'll offer some observations. However, please bear with me that these observations were from a distance and would welcome corrections. It appears that there are a number of distance learning areas where China demonstrates leadership. Consider Shutang X, developed by Tsinghua University. It offers AI-driven personalized learning to millions. It integrates blockchain-secured credentials, ensuring the authenticity and global verifiability of qualifications. It supports learners not only in China, but around the world. Or iCourse, the largest national-level MOOC platform in China, over 500 million enrollments, facilitates credit-bearing courses seamlessly integrated with university systems. Meanwhile, Tencent Meeting provides a robust digital infrastructure for synchronous online classes, allowing educators and learners to connect regardless of location, bringing high-quality interactive education to urban centers and rural areas alike. China's leadership is also policy-driven. The Smart Education of China platform consolidates high-quality resources for universal access. National policies ensure that online degrees must meet rigorous standards, guaranteeing quality and recognition. This model, combining innovation, scale, and systemic support, offers a roadmap for how distance learning can democratize access, enhance quality, and promote lifelong learning at national and international levels. Let us reflect for a moment what was distance learning then and what it is now. Then, learning materials mailed to homes, long waits for assignments to be graded and returned, limited interaction between students and instructors, a perception that distance learning was somehow inferior to in-person learning. Now, learning is real-time and interactive. AI adjusts the pace and depth of instruction based on individual learner profiles. Blockchain technology secures credentialing, enhancing trust in online degrees. Platforms like Shuteng X and iCourse provide high-quality, accessible learning experiences to millions. Today's distance learning is about connection, engagement, and empowerment. Students can participate in live discussions with peers from around the world. They can access cutting-edge research and resources anytime, anywhere. They can earn degrees and certifications that are secure, credible, and globally recognized. Distance education has not only caught up with traditional models in many ways, it has surpassed them, offering flexibility, personalization, and inclusivity that traditional models struggle to match. We are witnessing a paradigm shift from education as a place to education as a pervasive, lifelong journey. Looking ahead, four major trends will define the next generation of distance education: AI, AI agents, and personalization. Artificial intelligence will empower adaptive learning, delivered customized content, real-time feedback, and predictive analytics to support learner success. Collective intelligence. Learning will increasingly be collaborative, tapping into the wisdom of diverse global communities to co-create knowledge and solutions. Convergence of technologies, AI, VR, AR, blockchain. These technologies will merge, creating smart learning ecosystems that are immersive, flexible, and learner-centric. Accreditation and trust. As education becomes more digital, verifying the authenticity of credentials will become critical. Blockchain-based diplomas, government-backed quality standards, and securing credential systems will ensure that digital education is trusted and respected. These trends are not just abstract predictions, they are already taking place. Institutions that recognize and adapt to these trends will not only survive, they will lead the next wave of educational transformation. Artificial intelligence is at the forefront of this transformation. Squirrel AI, for example, uses sophisticated algorithms to diagnose learner gaps and adapt instruction in real time, offering a truly personalized learning journey for each student. iFlyTech deploys AI to enhance learning analytics, monitoring student engagement, identifying challenges early, and suggesting targeted interventions to improve outcomes. Imagine a classroom where no student is left behind because the system adapts dynamically to support each learner's strengths and address their needs. Research shows that personalized learning can lead to 10 to 20% improvements in student performance and engagement compared to traditional one-size-fits-all approaches. But AI's value extends beyond individualization. It can identify patterns across cohorts, informing curriculum design. It can automate administrative tasks, freeing educators to focus on teaching and mentoring. It can facilitate continuous improvement through data-driven insights. AI is not replacing teachers, it is augmenting their capabilities, enabling them to be more effective, more responsive, and more impactful. In the future, personalized education will not be a luxury, it will be an expectation. Beyond personalization lies the power of collective intelligence. In the past, education was an individual pursuit, students working in isolation measured against one another. Today, learning is increasingly collaborative and social. Platforms like Zhihu exemplify this shift. A single question on Zhihu can spark thousands of diverse, insightful, and expert responses, a rich tapestry of collective wisdom. Similarly, WeChat learning circles allow learners to form communities, share resources, discuss challenges, and co-create knowledge in real time. This model is not just about sharing information, it's about building communities of practice where learners develop critical thinking, communication, and teamwork skills, essential competencies in the 21st century workplace. Collective intelligence reflects a key reality of our time. No individual, no single discipline, no one institution can solve complex global challenges alone. Climate change, digital privacy, pandemic response, these require collaboration across borders, sectors, and disciplines. By fostering collective intelligence, education prepares learners not just to compete, but to collaborate, equipping them with the mindset and skills to thrive in a connected, interdependent world. Another major force shaping the future of education is the convergence of technologies. Individually, AI, blockchain, VR, and AR are powerful. Together, they are transformative. Tencent Meeting enables seamless, high-quality virtual classrooms, breaking down geographic barriers and bringing diverse learners together in real time. Virtual Reality Labs offers immersive environments where students can conduct experiments, explore complex systems, and practice hands-on skills in a safe, simulated space. Imagine a medical student practicing surgery in a virtual operating room, receiving real-time feedback from an AI mentor. Or an engineering student designing and stress testing structures in a virtual lab, collaborating with peers across continents. The convergence of AI, VR, and blockchain will create smart learning ecosystems, environments that are immersive, personalized, secure, and globally accessible. By 2030, China's smart education market is projected to surpass 1 trillion RMB, driven by these converging technologies. Education is no longer bound by the walls of a classroom. It is becoming borderless, seamless, and profoundly connected to the world learners will shape. As digital learning grows, so too does the need for trust in academic credentials. Shuteng X has pioneered the use of blockchain technology to issue secure, tamper-proof diplomas. Graduates can share their credentials with employers or universities worldwide, and verification takes seconds, not days or weeks. Blockchain ensures authenticity. Credentials cannot be altered or forged. Portability. Learners can control and share the credentials as they choose. Permanence. Records are immutable and securely stored. Meanwhile, China's national online degree policy ensures that online programs meet rigorous quality standards, aligning digital education with national accreditation frameworks. Globally, we are moving toward an era where learners accumulate micro-credentials, digital badges, and competency-based certifications throughout their lives. In this environment, trust becomes paramount. Trust that a credential represents real learning, verified skills, and meaningful achievement. Blockchain and policy frameworks work hand in hand to ensure that distance learning credentials are not only convenient but credible, opening doors for learners around the world. Lifelong learning is not just a policy slogan. It is an economic, social, and personal imperative. China's Education Modernization 2035 blueprint recognizes this reality, placing lifelong learning at the core of its vision for national development. Initiatives like Smart Education of China platform providing access to high-quality learning resources to all citizens. While the European Union's Digital Education Action Plan sets important standards, China's Smart Education initiatives scales them to a population of over a billion, a transformation at a scale and speed unmatched globally. Credit bank systems, enabling learners to accumulate and transfer credits across institutions and learning models. For example, in China's learning credit bank pilots, factory workers are now able to bank micro-credentials over 5 years and transition into green energy jobs, a modular pathway to upward mobility. Expansion of micro-credentials, certifying skills and competencies that are directly aligned with workforce needs. Together, these efforts are creating a learning society where education is not just confined to youth or formal settings, but is continuous, flexible, and accessible throughout life. In this society, a factory worker can upskill to transition into renewable energy. A teacher can reskill to become a digital learning specialist. A retiree can take courses to start a social enterprise. Lifelong learning empowers individuals to adapt, innovate, and contribute, not just once, but repeatedly over a lifetime. The urgency of lifelong learning is underlined by one stark statistic. By 2030, it is estimated that 40% of the global workforce, including in China, will need reskilling due to technological disruption. Jobs are changing. AI and automation are transforming manufacturing, logistics, finance, healthcare, and more. New industries, green energy, biotechnology, cybersecurity, are emerging rapidly. In my view, China's response has been strategic. The Skills China Action Plan supports reskilling at scale, particularly in digital and high-tech sectors. The revised vocational education law emphasizes the integration of academic and technical education, ensuring pathways for lifelong upskilling. Key growth areas include AI literacy and machine learning, renewable energy technologies, smart manufacturing and industry 4.0, healthcare support and elder care services. Lifelong learning is no longer optional. It is essential for maintaining economic competitiveness, social stability, and individual opportunity. For learners, this means viewing education not as a phase of life, but as a lifelong companion on their personal and professional journey. Imagine education in the year 2030. Invisible, learning will be seamlessly integrated into daily life through AI assistants, wearable devices, and smart environments. Inclusive, technology will break down barriers, ensuring that geography, disability, or income no longer limit access to quality education. Intelligent AI will power real-time feedback, personalized pathways, and adaptive learning environments, supporting every learner's unique journey. Interconnected, global networks will enable collaborative projects, cross-cultural learning, and collective problem-solving. Education will not be something that happens to you. It will be something that grows with you, responsive to your goals, adaptive to your context, and aligned with your evolving purpose. I believe that this vision is not a utopia. It is achievable as a future if we commit to designing education systems that are flexible, equitable, and future-ready. And who will be the learner of the 2030? They will be multimodal, engaging with content through multiple formats, video, virtual reality, simulations, peer collaboration, credentialed, holding blockchain secured, verifiable records of their learning achievements, collaborative, working across cultures, languages, and disciplines, both virtually and in person, lifelong, continuously upskilling and reskilling, viewing learning as a lifelong pursuit, not a finite task. They will demand education that is flexible, accessible, and tailored to their individual needs and aspirations. More importantly, they will see themselves not just as a recipient of knowledge, but as a co-creator, contributing to knowledge production, innovation, and societal progress. The learner of 2030 will be resilient, adaptive, and globally connected, ready to thrive in the world of constant change and boundless possibility. So, what is our way forward? I believe the following is important. Impactful and augmented education, preparing learners to solve real-world problems, not just pass exams. Inclusive systems, ensuring no one is left behind, regardless of geography, income, or background. Innovative approaches, leveraging the best of technology without losing sight of the human core of education. Ethical leadership, embedding sustainability, equity, and responsibility into all we do. As Robert Greene wrote, the future belongs to those who learn more skills and combine them in creative ways. Education must not only keep pace with the future, it must lead it. By embracing innovation, fostering collaboration, and committing to lifelong learning, we can ensure that education remains the most powerful driver of human progress. As we move forward from connected classrooms to collective intelligence, I want to reflect on the following. That education is not just about information, it is about transformation. That it is not just about earning degrees, but about earning the capacity to change the world. Let us build a future where learning is lifelong, inclusive, and empowering for every learner everywhere. Sheshe, thank you very much.